let's focus on change of subject. So first, let's understand what a subject is. You see, for this particular case, for example, y is equal to mx plus c. Y is standing alone on the left side here, followed by the equal to sign. Then the rest of the expressions come, right? So in this particular scenario, y is the subject, like y is the main guy on the left side, followed by the equal to sign, and the rest of the items or the expressions are on the other side. You can see that y is not in the other side, right? Is y is standing alone. You can find it once, and it is only on the right side, on the left side, followed by the equal to sign. Whenever you have terms like that, things like that, then that particular item that's standing alone on one side, especially the left side, is supposedly called the subject, right? So what we are going to do in change of subject is that when you had something that is a subject, but you want to make something else a subject instead, like instead of you want to change it from y from being the subject to x being the subject, you want to change from y being the subject to c being the subject. That simply means that make sure that that c or that term or that particular symbol stands alone, followed by the equal to sign, right? Then the rest of the items are always on one side. The convention or the default thing is that on the left side we have the subject, equal to sign follows, and the rest of the expression items in the expression follow in their order. But there are methods to be able to do that. You don't just do it standing up, because there's multiplication, there is addition, there's division, and there's subtraction, right? So you need to be able to move items and symbols in such a way that the meaning, the operations make sense and the values become consistent even after making one thing or the other the subject. So let's look at how we do. There are various cases that we are going to look at, right? So but the very first, we are going to use this example, use another example to understand the linear one, where everything is linearly arranged and you are to make one thing the subject. Then we'll go and look at the ones where that one involves expressions, involve fractions, then expression involve square roots. Then we'll be solid by the time we are done with the square root. All right, so now let's start with the simplest ones, right? So we have y is equal to mx plus c. Then let's try to make m the subject. So I'm going to focus on making m the subject. So when you are, so the rule, we are going to start, right? We are starting. So what will happen is that you need to focus on the term that you want to make the subject. Locate everywhere, every term in which you can find it, right? So a group of symbols among which that particular thing belongs, right? So you can see y is up here, but we are trying to make m the subject. Where is m located? M is located in this group of term, right? In this term, m is located in here, right? So m is not with c and m is not with y, but we can find m only here. So what happens is that we need to move the rest of the items to the other side of the equation, to the point where we have ms on the one side. So in this case, I'm going to make positive c plus c to the other side. So y is already here, plus c will come, we can minus c equals to mx. So you can see I kept mx, right? Because what I'm looking for is making m the subject. Okay, after you do that, for us to make m the subject, we need to be able to cancel x here. Because x is multiplying m, we need to divide through by x. Divide both sides by x. You see, every side, this whole thing, everything on the other side, I divide all by x, right? And this one and this will cancel this. At the end of the day, I'll have y minus c all over x equals to m. So this is m, right? Now after you get your this, you know that what you are making the subject is already on one side alone, then you can rewrite it, making sure that you follow the standard. So we become m is equal to y is equal to the y minus c all over x. So this is the final answer, right? This is correct though, but it is appropriate to keep it in this order where the subject is actually on the left side and then the rest are on the right side. All right, so let's now use the same expression to make c the subject. All right, so with this expression, we know what trying to make the subject is C, so we have to locate it first. It is part here, it is standing alone here, so we need to move the rest of the item on the other side. Y is already on the other side, mx is coming, so we become negative mx, so equal to C. You can see ms was positive here, it's a whole thing, right? But it's having a sign on it which is positive, right? So if it is lead, since it is leading, it's positive, we don't write anything. If it were negative, the sign will come, right? So this is what we have, right? And there's nothing, so we can see that C is standing alone now. Since C is standing alone now, we can just rewrite it that this is equal to C is equal to Y is equal to mx and Y minus mx. We just rewrite it in the other way. So you bring this one first and you write the same thing in the same order. That's all. Then this is our final answer. Make sure that the C or whatever you are looking for is standing alone. Let's look at another example, a more appropriate example that we can use to solidify this understanding. Okay, so we have mt plus n equals to mp plus q. So we are going to make various things the subjects here. The first thing, we are going to focus on m. Let us make m the subject, right? So for the m in this case, you can see that m is here. Okay, you can find m with t here, you can also find m here. All right, so if you have such case like that where what you are looking for is at different places, you need to make sure that you put them together. You need to make sure that you put them together, right? And any other thing that is not involving is also put on the other side. So in this case, what happening is that we are going to make mt is going to be here, and I'm going to bring mp. mp was positive on this side, so if we come to the other side, if we go to this side, it will become negative mp, right? Equals to q is positive here, so I'll just keep it as q. N will go to the other side, n was positive here to become negative n. You see how I move the thing? Whenever you are moving across the bracket, you have to change the positive to negative, negative to positive, and all that, right? If it is division, go from division to multiplication, multiplication to division. We'll look into all that, right? But then now that we have m, things that contain m on one side, since there one is here and another one is here, what you have to do is that you have to rely on the method, right, where we were simply factorizing when we have the common terms on both sides. We did that in the previous session under algebraic expression when we were factorizing. So here we have to factorize m out because we can find m in both sides of the terms. So here we put m out, then we open the bracket, t minus p, right, equals to q minus n. So this is what we have, right? T minus p is equal to q minus n, but we are looking for m alone. So for m alone, we need to divide both sides, right, by m. So this one, we are going to divide it by t minus p, and this side too by t minus p, right? So and that t minus p, this one will cancel this, so it will be left with only m here, and the top here will q minus n all over t minus p. You can decide to bring the bracket or not bring it, but this is the final answer for m, right? So the first step again is that locate where the m is, the terms that contains m, right, or the subject, what you are looking for. Put them together by moving them across the equal to sign, right, and move everything that is not containing it on another side. Then you factorize the particular common name out, then you put them together. Then from there you start simplifying, dividing to make sure that m or the subject that you are looking for is standing alone. Let's use the same question and make n the subject. So to make n the subject, oh no, let's make p the subject instead, right? Let's focus on p. So now our focus now is on p, not m anymore. So since you want to make p the subject, you can do so what we are looking for is in this term mp. This is what is looking for, right? This is where it is. So what we are going to do, we are going to move this guy to the other side because we were looking for P, the subject. So we need to make sure that. So we have MT here plus N. Q needs to become negative Q, right? Is equal to MP. Now that the other term is gone, and now the only way that we can have M standing alone over here is by dividing P alone standing over here is by dividing by M, so that the M will go, right? If you are dividing here, you have to do that on the other side too. So it means that we have MT plus N minus Q all over M is equal to the P, right? So you could separate this thing, blah blah blah, but then this is also fine, right? So P is equal to MT plus N minus Q all over M. So this is the final answer for making P the subject, right? So making P the subject will be very fine. So the first step is locate the term, right? Locate the one that you are asked to make the subject. So right now we are going to make C the subject. Oh, I deleted something. No, we are going to make N the subject. Let's go to N. I think this is empty. So we are going to make N the subject. Remember, N is having negative in front of it, right? We are going to make N the subject. What will happen is that this is what we are looking for. N is here, but it's coming with negative, so you consider them like this, right? So you need to move MT to the other side. So we have negative N here will be equal to MP plus Q. Positive MT will go to the other side to become negative MT. All right. So we are moving them together because they say one term on its own, a whole term on its own. Now after you do this, then you have to make sure that you divide by -1 so that you cancel all the negative, or make sure you multiply through by -1 whatever you go. So you can maybe you can multiply this side by -1 just to cancel the negative. If you do multiply all this term by -1 as well, right? So you have this one become positive. You can N is equal to, so you change the sign for everything. So negative MP minus Q plus MT, then you are fine. What is is empty, yeah, then we are fine with everything. You can decide to rearrange to make sure that you have your N equals to MT positive leading minus MP minus Q. Or though the main focus is to make sure that whatever you are making the subject is always on the left side, right? That's what matters most. All right, so let's solve some questions and see how we can solidify. This is just linear. The next time we are going to look at cases where the things contain fractions, and after that we look at those that contain square roots. Then we'll be able to solidify everything around change of subject.